All right, y'all, can you hear me now? Anything? This is crazy. Why? How? Still no sound. Oh. Anything? Yes? Sound yes? Oh, gosh. I was so prepared today. Okay, is there an echo? Echo? It's okay. I won't break down. You can tell me. Don't panic. No echo. No echo. No echo. No echo. Okay. Well, this one's definitely getting edited. I don't know if I told you guys, I have finally found my nice little mic here that I was using for a while and I had lost. If Jennifer's here, she'll get a kick out of where I found it. Is Jennifer here? Jennifer, are you here, my birthday twinsie? Okay, good. Thank you, Sarah. Virginia, Peg, Patty. Yay, RBN. Woo! Hello, Gail and Rachel. Yeah, I actually restarted this phone. I now work with 3 devices. There's one over here. Hey, Jan. I am just one of those people, despite being married to a computer engineer, despite truly my very, very best efforts, which I think are pretty great efforts, I cannot consistently tackle AV tech. Just can't. Hey, Ginger. I have no idea what mic is actually activated. So that's interesting because I'm wearing this thing. It's an obnoxious thing. So yeah. So I'm gonna try to get the painting cam going one more time. Virginia, I couldn't work all day with no issues. Just gonna be honest. Yeah. But anyhow, we're gonna try it again and see. Maybe I'm doing too much, Helen. But to be honest, like I've been coming live for how long? It should be working by now. It should just flow. But I will say I noticed something new on my screen with the software or the tool that I use to stream. It looks like they updated something. And I'm wondering if that is the reason. I have to give myself grace or else I'll just be in a puddle on the floor. And I promise I'm not on the verge of tears. I have a cold. My daughter gave me the bugs. Jan. Holbein at the Palmstreet sale or Van Gogh? Well, you know what? Let's text Kristen. Y'all, this is going to be a little bit more of my traditional live where we're going to do the chatty stuff in the beginning. And I'm just going to come in. I was trying to save a little money, to be quite honest, and be a little more particular with the way I structured my lives. So my editor didn't have to come in and do the edits because it, every little bit helps. But I know how to edit, simple edit. So we're gonna just chat and do the normal goofball stuff at the beginning. And yeah, Oh, you're welcome, Sarah. You are welcome. You love the traditional method. I know. I'm just like, I'll be honest, y'all, like, my editor is so talented, and like the time it takes him to edit these lives, he has to charge me $250 a pop. And I get it because they take time to go through. So I was like, okay, well, can I kind of restructure it so at least the chatty stuff, so I come right in and I do the intro, you know, and I think I'm going to do that. I still am going to do that. But like, yeah, so, you know, it adds up. That's $1,000 a month because I go live every week. So I'm just trying to be, you know, just trying to be super prudent with the spending. So it's a good question. Virginia asked, why do I have to edit out the chatty stuff? So, and I really don't. Now that when the lives were on my original channel, my editor felt, and he's got his own channel, it is doing really well. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because if you're not interested in his niche, you actually going there could mess with the algorithm. So it's just something we don't do in the world of YouTubers. Yeah, Thrifty, the studio editor, for me, doesn't your studio editor take forever to process the edits? It takes forever. Yeah, I know how to use it. I just yeah. So editing the lives makes things more experience friendly for the replay viewers. And when the lives were on my original channel, those chatty, unedited things were affecting, we suspect they were affecting my more formal videos that are uploaded. So yeah. Okay. So it's not just me, but it is free, but also like, I don't have the time. So anyway, we're going to work it out. We are going to work it out. Thrifty, would you mind? Actually, I don't know, Thrifty, if you would have that link. I'm going to have to get it. Okay, so there was a question about the sale coming up, if there was going to be Van Gogh and Holbein. Let me go ask Kristen if she could put a couple together. I think we have Van Goghs that we could do. But I don't know about Holbein. So let me ask Kristen. I better plug this in. I mean, while we're being messy, since we're being messy, I'm just going to do all the things that I used to do. And y'all just had to deal with it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to try to be sly and come around the back and plug that in. No. Kristen, I'm on my YouTube Live, and we had a question about whether or not we could offer either or and Holbein and Van Gogh for the sale tomorrow? Question mark. That I don't think that made sense. Yeah, I don't think that made sense, but she'll know what I mean. Hi, Nicole. Sarah, I'm so glad you found what you wanted. Just so everyone is aware, there is a sale going on. Okay. So I'm going to get you the link. So just hang tight. Upwards of 40% off my Art for Joy's Sake collection. How's the sound, by the way? Because all of this trouble was because I'm using this stupid microphone today. So let me know how the sound is. We're going to get you the link. Sound is good? Better than normal? I know. I hope Jennifer's okay. I know. I have something funny to tell her. Hi, Ashy. Having a good week. All right. I'm getting you the link. So I decided, because Amazon is a bunch of poo-poo heads, and they apparently were gonna charge me to run Amazon deals, which they've never done before. I was like $500, and I'm like, no. So I made my own deal days on kristyrice.com. That's what I'm trying to get you the link for. So for the lovely person that asked about Holbein, we do have Holbein gouache coming. We have sets of those, the season sets. We've got a couple of each of the seasons. And they're not in syringes this time. We didn't like how that worked out. Too much waste. So we got, those little paint by number containers? Oh, I have them here. The gouache set, tiny sets, are coming in these. Such nostalgia for me. Anybody else have nostalgia for this? Yeah. So we have those, but I'm guessing you were asking about Holbein watercolor. She was asking specifically about Holbein watercolor palettes and or Van Gogh watercolor palettes. So we do have one Van Gogh palette that was available, and we also have an Interference. I think it's Van Gogh Interference that's coming up, but I think it's only one of each. So we'll see. We'll see what she says, if she can wrangle anything more, which would be great. Yeah, so nostalgic, right? Yeah, so I will show you those. Trying to see if I've got this working yet, so we can actually show you the painting table. What other questions y'all have? Since we are, since we are knee deep in the messiness of getting ready for today. If you're wondering why I'm looking around like I'm a lost puppy dog, it's because I need something to charge. I need to charge this phone. So yeah, I'm gonna get you that link. I keep saying I'm gonna get you that link. Oh, okay. So Kristen said to email hello@kristyrice.com. And we can just invoice you for them. Like, she can send you what we have, photos, and we could invoice you for them that way. Or if you're going to be live, I can pin them to you directly tomorrow. Why don't we do that? Because that way you get your combined shipping. So we'll have some Holbeins. We have a Van Gogh. And if you're interested in any of them, I'll show them a little bit into the show. And if you'd like them, we'll pin them directly to you so you don't have to fight for them. Wish Palmstreet was more popular so I could go exclusive with selling from them. Yeah. It takes a while to build up. Yeah. I don't know. The only thing I can think is that, like, my Amazon, I've been taking more and more sales away from my Amazon because they take so much out of each sale. And so, like, my revenue on Amazon has been slowly but consistently dropping over the last year by design, and a little bit because the Amazon boycott is still a real deal. So I may have gone under a threshold for free, to be offered free deals. Hi, Kirsten. You never heard? I know, Tony. I never heard of Palmstreet until I started buying plants, and then all of a sudden they were doing all the things. Now, have you heard of Whatnot? Whatnot is like the OG of what Palmstreet is doing. But Whatnot to me feels very different. For an artist, it just doesn't feel like the right fit. There's a disconnect in terms of like aesthetic and quality, and It's kind of like TikTok shop. I don't know. Did I say that out loud? Oh my gosh. Okay, the link. Okay, the link. So the link that I am getting for you all, just in case you're wondering, is our current deal days, our Watercolor Land deal days, and our mantra is, who needs Prime for their artistic climb? Not us. I am such a ridiculous goofball. Copy. All right, we're going to go in, and I am going to comment on my own live and get you that link. Hopefully it lets me do it. Turn the volume down. There we go. We have a nice group here today. We're getting more people over here, which is great. All right, there is that clickable link for you, friends. Oh, you're cutting zinnias. I need to go cut dahlias. Oh my gosh, we have a frost warning tonight. So sad. We're putting out tarps. We're hoping to get at least another week out of them. And it's so sad this year because our dahlia garden took forever again to pop off, and now it's popping off. We've just not been having great luck with the dahlia gardens over the last few years. So it's just popping off, and like, you know, we're cutting like crazy. We have so many flowers everywhere, but that literally just started in the last week. It's like ridiculous. So I'm annoyed. We have frost warning in New Jersey too. Yeah, it's cold out today. It's cold. And if it's a freeze, there's nothing in the tarp. We're hoping it's just a frost. So yeah, we'll see. Amazon set. Oh, Sarah, did you message us about that? I feel like you did. Somebody, or that happened to somebody else, which is really frustrating. That happened. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. We can wait a while to pull the bulbs. My dad usually digs the tubers, like all of our dahlia tubers, and also our cannas, our canna lilies. So yeah. But they usually get dug in like November. He waits till November because the ground doesn't freeze for a while. So yeah. What's up? Anywho. All right, I got you the link. It's like 48 now. I think it's that cold out here. I think it's cold. It looks crispy and cold out. Utah snow at the resorts. More coming tomorrow. Oof. Kaylin, oh, okay, yeah. Was it you that were asking about Holbein and Van Gogh? No Holbein granulating, but we do have Holbein gouache coming. There is one set of Holbein that we have watercolor. We have a Holbein or a Van Gogh interference and a regular Van Gogh watercolor palette. And if you're interested in any of them, I can show them during the show tomorrow. And if you're interested, I'll pin them directly to you so you don't have to fight for them. Oh, it's your first year growing zinnias. Oh, that's so awesome. In Texas, it's hot as HE double hockey sticks. I miss Chicago. Oh gosh, yeah, I would imagine in Texas it's still. My husband's texting me. And he needs to stop. Hi, Susan. Hi, Joanne. I need to grow zinnias because they just go so well with dahlias. Do you guys want to see? Want to see the dahlias? Hold on. I'm going to go grab a vase. one of the many. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look at this. What? And these are like, these were picked over the weekend, I think, and so they're a little, but still. So pretty, right? I love them. They make me so happy. But this one, my mom is obsessed, I think, with this one. I forget what the name is, but she's obsessed, and rightly so. Yeah. Gorgeous. Springtime in South Africa. Zinnia's perennials. No, at least not. I don't believe so. But I'm not, clearly not an expert based on the way I'm talking. I think they are grown, like I would do their words mean things. I would throw seeds in the ground, zinnia seeds. Right, Kirsten? Annual. Okay, yeah. All right. I'm going to try to get the painting table up so we can get this party started. Meaning the camera that's on the painting table. Enter. Studio. Enter. Stop calling me. Stop it. Stop it. All right. Giving it access to my mic and to all things. Back camera. This is going to be a big old fat edit right at the beginning of it. And let's see. We need audio settings. There's the DJI mic. And there goes lost connection. We're just going to use the iPhone mic. Sorry, y'all. Testing, testing. Testing, 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 testing. Ooh, I think you can. That's good. Good looking out. That I can hear a slight echo. And we're gonna, sorry you guys have to experience this, but all right, back camera. Here we go. Okay. You should be able to hear me. Yeah. Mic settings, echo, mic volume, great. All right, can someone just give me a thumbs up that you can hear me for sure? Because I'm going to do my intro. Okay, good. Y'all were like talking amongst yourselves. Yay. Okay. Does this sound okay? Thumbs up. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Peg. Thank you, Kaylin. All right. All right. All right. We're going to do this thing. Oh, look at that. We have 37 people on the new channel. Bravo. Bravo. All right. Look at that hair. Thanks, Virginia. Well, actually, you didn't say, like, look at that awesome hair. You're like, oh, look at that hair, maybe. What is happening? Okay. All right. I'm going to do the intro. Is anybody new here today? Anybody? Anybody? Kick-ass hair. Thanks, Tony. Thank you, Virginia. Anybody new? Anybody new? I'm so glad to see more of us headed over to this new channel. I was worried. Oh, good. I'm so glad, Joanne. Is that my hair or is that something that is like coming apart? All right. No newbies. Right. I'm going to do the intro and we're going to get into it. We're going to get right into it. Today is the third installment of getting into your sketchbooks or your journals and staying there in quick bursts that are satisfying and allow you to quickly fill pages and finish spreads. Because the last thing I want you to do, if you've finally gotten into a sketchbook journey or a journaling journey, like myself, the last thing I want you to do is ghost yourself, because that doesn't feel good. Finishing pages feels good. But let's be honest, finishing pages can be a lot, especially with this style of journaling. So, like I said, this is part number 3, our last in the series, and we're going to recap all the tips that I've given over the last 2 weeks, and we are going to finish together this page. It's from a trip when I went to Disney with my son a few weeks ago for pin trading. I promise you, if you're watching this on replay, this is not about Disney. This is not about pin trading. This is about capturing memories, capturing your surroundings, capturing your travels in a space that becomes precious and yours. All right, let's get down to the painting table and get right into it. All right, that is the page that I started last week, and I am going to have the links to all the other replays in the description below if you want to check it out. But just to, show you, give a little recappy poo. This was the beginning of my journaling for the trip, Izzy and Mom's Pin Expedition 2025. Sound went out? I hope not. Did it really? It's not showing that it's out on my end. And then this was day 1. This was day 2. And then this was day 3. And then day 4 is the day that needs to get finished. I still have my Ohuhu acrylic markers that I was sent. Really enjoying these. Started using them 2 weeks ago. And I'm telling you what, they definitely stand up to the quality of the Sharpies that I've been yapping about for quite a while. And they have more colors in the brush tip. Very important. Sharpie did more colors, but in a bullet tip, which I'm not a fan. All right. A little bit of a recap for my friends on replay. Here are the tips. And I'm going to give you the fast and loose of these tips because as you can see, we're up to like tip number 13 for not ghosting yourself in your sketchbooks and journals. And the crux of it really is momentum begets momentum. That is the reality of it. A little spark can start a fire. All right? You got to get into it. You do at some point. You're probably going to have to force yourself to invest a few minutes in getting back into your page. The hope is with some of these tips for, filling pages quickly. We want to look for easy page fillers. Sunshine's one of them. For me, clouds is another. Banners is another for me. So hopefully by implementing some of those easy page fillers, the forcing won't feel like forcing for too long, and you will build that momentum quickly. And the next thing you know, the page is going to be almost complete. And that's basically the gist of these tips. All right, pin trading with the pros. I really like this blue color. So I'm going to continue highlighting the word trading here. There's something very satisfying about the acrylic markers on this type of paper because it's really just like a cheap sketchbook paper. It's not even a good sketchbook paper. This acrylic marker medium, however it's manufactured, you're getting great coverage. It flows onto the page and looks fantastic. All right. So this day was about my son and I pin trading at a huge, arena. Yes. And we just spent hour after hour after hour trading with folks that knew a lot more about pin trading than we did. And it was interesting. It was fun to watch my son really crave some independence. He's almost 10. And it was a little emotional for me to see him want to walk off in this arena alone with our big roller cart full of pins that cost a fortune and go and try to trade them on his own. But it was a really stretching experience, and in the end of it all, I felt a huge sense of accomplishment, and I want to note that here. Felt accomplished. And I want to remind myself of why I felt accomplished. And I also want to know why my pen isn't working properly. So we're gonna just, one of the tips I had last week was write notes to yourself. I had a 20-minute one-on-one with a patron this week. Or no, I don't think, no, she is a patron, but she won it, I think, during a live. And we were chatting, and she doesn't travel a lot, but she was inspired by the journaling and wanted to do a journal of her memories. So she was definitely kind of capitalizing on this idea of writing notes within her sketches and her doodles. And so I hope that that inspires you too. Anybody in the comments, would you like to tell me about, are you inspired by what we've been going over the last 3 weeks? And what did that look like for you? I'd love to hear about, maybe you pulled out an old sketchbook. I've had some YouTube comments on my other channel, Paint Crush with kristyrice, where folks were like pulling out old sketchbooks that they never completed. And so I'd love to hear your stories if you have any. Ooh, good combo going on.
Good combo going on. Okay, so felt accomplished. It was hard to watch Isaac want so much independence. And these notes are wonderful because we forget stuff so easily. And to be able to go back and read these and remember that moment is priceless. But to see him flourish without me ultimately filled me with pride. Because I guess I'm doing something okay. I love hearts. In any other context, I don't feel an affinity for hearts, but in my journals, I do. I don't know. And they're my mark of like, oh, hey, look at this as a sweet moment to remember. So I always know that if there's a heart in my sketchbook and I'm going back through, that I should probably take a moment to just see what is nearby the heart, because it's probably important. It's like you're building a visual roadmap for your memories based on icons that are important to you, meaningful to you, or let's be honest, are easy for you to illustrate. There's nothing wrong with that last one. Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to put a little more watercolor in here. I don't want it to all be acrylic-y marker. I also don't want these clouds to look dingy. They're starting to look dingy, and it was not a dingy day. It was most certainly a bright and sunny day. Oh, that's awesome, Rachel. I have a bad memory too, just a horrible memory. Right? Well, you can start now. And you know what? You could journal what you do remember. And you could talk to others and journal, like have what others remind you of become part of your memory journals. Tina Wakely style. I love that. Beautiful. Decided I'd rather fill my book with inspirational parts of songs and poems. Ginger, I love, that's so me. I would do that too. Yes, Kathy. Kathy's doing the sketchbook of memories. Woohoo! Kathy, I'm talking about you. Talking about you. Thanks for hanging, Tony. You can watch the replay. It'll be here for you. Oh, Jennifer, you're here. Jennifer, I have a funny story. I've been waiting for you. I had lost my little clip-on mic for quite a while, and I thought you would really, really appreciate where I found it. I found it, of course, after buying a replacement. I found it in the pocket of the apron that you gave me was it last year? Yup, I found it in the pocket of the apron. So yeah. So now I have two. I have two. Because the return window has closed. All right, a little bit of watercolor sunshine. All right, what else happened that day? Oh, there is this type of pin that I love, and I wanted to sketch it. So I collect art themed pins, and one of the pins that I collect are called, I think they're called the ink jar series. And it's a series of pins, and they look, honestly, they don't really look like a classic ink jar. I kind of wish maybe they look like whatever inks, maybe they're vintage bottles. Um, but anyway, there's like over 100 of them, and each bottle kind of looks like this. Straighter, honestly. Kind of looks like this, and each bottle has a character on it. And so I wanted to commemorate that because my Isaac would go out on these independent adventures, and he would come back. Rarely would he come back with a trade resulting in a pin for himself. He would come back with a pin for his mama. And very often that beautiful boy would come back with one of these ink jar pins, and they are not low value pins. I think I mentioned it. Like, I think this boy was going out and charming people, and maybe they felt bad, I don't know, but he was getting the most beautiful pins, right? For his mama. So I'm going to make Isaac the character of this ink jar. And I'm going to put him in shorts because this kid wears shorts and the craziest socks, often mismatched socks. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just doing really rough. And then I'm going to put a pin bag, like crossbody, on him. And then there's like a tag, and it says the character's name on the jar. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Anybody? And I'm going to call it Isaac the Sweet. And he loves teal, so I'm going to make this jar teal ink. And that's the shtick too. These ink jars each have a color theme, and they're sparkly. So Isaac's jar is going to be teal. I wish I had one here to show you. I guess I could just go grab them. Go grab one and show you. They're so sweet. I love them. Yeah, there's over 100. And the tough thing about it is they're pins that are exclusively released to cast members. So by the time they make it out into the like real world of the real people, they're so marked up and the value has gone up so much. So they're not easy to get your hands on unless you're like a Rockefeller. But he would go out and he'd be wheeling and dealing with folks, and he'd be getting his mama some pins. All right. And then the jar lid is always black. Oh, my son, yeah. Yeah. Nope, he's my son. So I'm doing a little memory. So here's his little pin trading portfolio satchel that kind of goes over his shoulder. And then I'm going to let that dry. And I'm actually going to go grab one of those pins so I can show you. I think it'll be fun. And again, this isn't a Disney thing. I just happened to go to Disney. And speaking of, I'm going to give you a little info, a little interlude, a little teaser of what's coming up. And if you're watching this on replay, well, you might have already seen this because it might have already happened. But, there's benefit, y'all, to coming to these lives. All right, I'm going to give you a teaser while I go grab this pin to show you. This is the teaser of what I'm going to show you. All right, I'll be back. And I'll still be able to talk to you because I have the mic on. Walking in my house, talking to the people. Now I'm in my dining room, talking to the people. Okay, did y'all hear that? That'll be proof if the mic was working. Did you hear me? Did you hear me? Okay, so here is the pin. Oh, and I should have made him kind of coming out of the side, but yeah. And I kind of have the label in the wrong spot, and we'll add some shine. But these are the ink jars. Isn't that so sweet? And this is Pepa Madrigal from Encanto. She's the one that changes the weather. And this is one of the other series I collect, and it's called the Off the Page series. And I think you could see why kristyrice would collect this, because it's drawing pages with the sketch of the character and then the painting of the character, like painting behind, and there's a brush, always a pencil and always a brush. I mean, are you kidding? So flipping cute. So that gives you some context. Wish I would have pulled that pin out before, because it really should be off there, but oh, pen, not pin. Yeah, no pin, but yeah, I get it. Journal out of a heart. I know, right? I have no idea how to make a journal. I think Thrifty does. Thrifty, you know how to make journals out of, do you know how to make them out of the hardback books? Now it all makes sense. Yes, Isaac is big into pins, and now Mama is big into pins. I'm going to put a little shine on that jar. And we're going to outline it in gold, because they're always gold. All right. And then I'm going to put his blonde hair in. Sweet boy just got his hair cut today. He looks so handsome. And I'm going to put him in a crazy outfit. Our shirts that day, I bought us these like crazy patterned pin trading shirts. They were ridiculous. If you were following along on Instagram, you would have seen them. But they had like these images of pins and badges and logos all over. It was so stinking cute. And then he was wearing some kind of obnoxious pair of shorts. And then I think he was wearing one red sock and one blue sock. So I shall honor that attire choice. Blue, red, and then blue. And see, it doesn't have to be perfect. All right, let me get the gold out. Ooh, going off screen. Most of yours are hardback, yeah. Thrifty, do you like, you ever thought about doing a YouTube video or like selling a course or something on how to make them? That would be cool. I'm sure there's people doing that, but little gold, little gold. So yeah, my son and I now we're gonna go back to Disney in December for our annual like family trip, and we are now organizing our like not going to the big event, but still doing pin trading in the parks casually collection of pins that we want to like trade in that scenario, because you know it's different. When you go into like a big deal pin trading event, you take better pins, and oh my gosh, it's so crazy. All right. Put a little frame around the label. Cute. And I'm going to make a note. I'm going to write myself a note saying Isaac traded so many of his pins to get Mama ink jars. Get Mama her ink jars. Sweet boy. I like this color blue. I'm going to highlight some of these clouds, give them a little bit more. The clouds are feeling like ultra like chunky and thick, but by adding a little thinness, I think it'd be fun. I almost want to, I think I want to put this in a cloud as well. And then I can come back in with some of the chalk from the acrylic marker. All right. I feel like we need, oh no, maybe we need golds with a big thick brush on the sun. We are going to have some of these journals, the better ones. This is a dupe for the Wanderlust Passport journal that I prefer to use. I picked the one up that I'm using right now because I needed one fast. I was headed out for a trip last year. I wanted something similar, but I didn't have enough time to get the actual Wanderlust Passport here in time. And let me tell you, the Wanderlust Passport is where it's at. And we do have a couple of those. I think we have 4 of them available coming up tomorrow at the sale. And for my replay viewers, this won't be edited out. So if you're wondering like what's going on, at the time of this live, original live, I was about to have one of my every 5-week sales on Palmstreet, which is a live selling app. And who knows, you could go check the link below, my Palmstreet link, and see if I have anything coming up. Most likely there will be something down there for you to check out. Because like I said, every 5 weeks or so. All right, a little bit of gold. Ooh, I'm going to do this heart in gold, and I'm going to actually change the overlap. I definitely want to keep that purple shining through. That's cute. We lost the, oh gosh, that looks so much darker on the camera. That's wild. That's awesome. Oh, awesome. Thrifty just shared his playlist, y'all. Make sure you check it out for journals, junk journals, and more. Thrifty, do you want to repost that? Make sure there's a space in between more and the HTTPS so they can actually live, like it'll be a live link. I would do that so it's easy for folks to see that. Okay. Now, what else happened that day? He had such a cool interaction with a gentleman. Isaac was trying to make a trade for a pin he wanted. And the woman didn't see anything in Isaac's books that she wanted, which is that's the name of the game. It happens. And I've warned him about this, and he was cool with it. He was disappointed, but he was cool. And there was this gentleman standing next to us, and he's like, "Hey, bud, can I see your book? Because I might have something that this woman wants, and I could get you the pin," right? And so it worked out. So Isaac traded with this gentleman, and then they kind of knew ahead of time. This woman and this guy knew each other, and they knew that they had pins that they wanted to trade. And Isaac got his trade, and he learned the true spirit of pin trading. So I want to acknowledge that experience. I almost feel like maybe a monochromatic rainbow. Definitely want some pinks in there. We might end up with a visitor in here, friends, just so you're aware. I heard my son. He must be done with his class. All right. And then a little now let's definitely do it monochromatic. So we're going to make the cloud at the end pinky purpley. Look at that, how it carries the color through. And then I'm going to see if this stays a little soluble. Not really. That's muddy. I don't like that. So we're going to jazz it up with a few dabs of a fluorescent color that will make it better. And then I might put some white on that later. All right, and then I'm going to do a little bit of this. Maybe a little bit of this. Yeah. Kind of the same color. A little bit of this. Monochromatic. And then I'm gonna let that dry, and then I'm gonna write like true spirit of pin trading, and then I'll write the experience. But that needs to dry, and then as it dries, I'm gonna drop in a little bit of bleed proof white and let that expand into this muddiness that I created and just make that feel all better. Remember, I am working on a paper that is not whatsoever designed for watercolor, so I am pushing the limits like crazy. Thrifty, you're doing sketchbooks for your October sale? That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. So friends, while this is drying, speaking of Palmstreet, let me show you some of the things that are coming up for tomorrow's sale. And honestly, replay friends, this is going to be great for you to see kind of the style of items that I curate for these sales. So we do have the calendars coming out. They have been on pre-sale, but they've just been quietly on pre-sale. But this is our Joy Chasing. I don't have the full set here, but this is our Joy Chasing Challenge desk calendar. Here is January, May, and September. You're going to have two options. You can choose the calendar without the challenge section, right? So you see more of the artwork, all right? Or you can choose the Joy Chasing Goal option. And the idea behind the Joy Chasing Goal is to encourage you to choose one attainable, overarching general goal for each month of 2026. Not something crazy, something legitimately attainable for you, but just a scotch challenging, not like crazy challenging, but just a dash of challenge so that you actually accomplish it and you feel that satisfaction. So you have the option of to have the Joy Chasing Goal section or not in your set. And then you're going to have the option to add an easel, a little wooden easel, so they kind of stand up on your desk or not. And I think I can show you pictures. Let me see. Yes, exactly, Kirsten. It was a three-way trade. Exactly. Oh boy, Isaac on the live, please. I didn't hear him. He didn't pop in. He must have been in between classes. Thank you, Kirsten. Oh, that was Thrifty. You were talking to Thrifty. His Thrifty's skill set with the journals is off the charts. I just got the context there. Pardon me. Not gonna lie, y'all are generous with your compliments, so I've gotten good at accepting them. All right. So here is a peek. These are the ones without the Joy Chasing Goal. So that's July, it's a Cosmo. October is this cool like smoky background with the rose and the magnolia leaves. There's August with the dahlia, of course. November is kind of a fantasy flower inspired by a lot of summer flowers. And as you've seen, September, December is a poinsettia, of course. And then here's more. We've got January and April. April is the iris. May is the peony. February is a magnolia, a little bit of a different style with the pencil detailing. March is a begonia. Really love that one with the rainbow colors. It's like a variegated begonia. And then June is the gouache piece that I did of strawberries. So those are your calendar designs. And I'm going to show you, here's the easel. It's precious. It's just a sweet little wooden easel. I think it adds on for like $5, $6, something like that. So the calendar is going to be $24, and then if you added on the easel. So that is coming. And then we've got our boxed holiday cards, and we've got artsy designs. And if you're just hopping in, friends, my journal is drying over here, and while it's drying, I'm showing off some of the things that are coming for tomorrow's live sale. We've got, I hope you get art supplies for Christmas. It's a traditional size folded card, and that's the design, and it will have the Paint Crush logo on the back. I have an example here somewhere. Let's see. Good heavens, where is it? Anyway, it's going to have the Paint Crush logo on the back. Then we have the second artsy themed is Seasons Treatings with your paint water on a cup of, or on a plate of Christmas cookies, which I think is just a little, just cheeky enough, right? Right. They're going to come in a box. They're going to come with envelopes, extra envelopes in case you make an oopsie. And then we have our planty inspired Deck the Halls, but it's all like house plants instead of traditional evergreens. Then we have May This Holiday Season Bring You Peace, Joy, and all the plants with a lot of exotic plants. And then Happy Holidays from me and my plants, again with a lot of exotics on there. So those box cards are going to be available. And then the stuff you really come for, the palettes. We've got Michael Harding, y'all. Michael Harding, oh my word. I'm really stoked for Michael Harding. Let me give you a little, I know they're so cute, right? I'm going to give you a little preview of the colors. Now, I strongly believe Michael Harding is trying to compete with Daniel Smith, but just offering what I believe a slightly better price point. Michael Harding is known for his oil formulations. Look at that. Aren't these gorgeous? Gorgeous. I hand chose this palette kind of based on how I paint. Look at that. Look at that warm brown, really sheer. Oh, this one has got such, this is their quinacridone gold. And I mean, we all know, we've all had our sadness about quinacridone gold being discontinued. This one is a really decent option. I'm just lifting some of this so you can see the character. Really clean, but at the same time, not as traditional in body as, say, Sennelier, which I love. There's a little something, and it, like, look at how that exploded. That's almost giving core. So these certainly have their own really lovely vibe. This one is stunning. Look at that. This is their version of Titanium Buff, and I am getting it all sorts of dirty. Trying to pull it up. And these palettes are lightly filled quarter pans. I know Thrifty always laughs because he does not believe there's anything lightly filled about our quarter pans in the Try Me palettes. He has many in his possession. Look at that green, y'all. Look at that. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, child. These colors are just about everything. And yeah, there's a lot of greens here, but for good reason. Look at what this one allows colors to interfere. This one turns green. It started as like a moody, indigo-ish, purpley, dusty thing, and it turned into something completely different. I love a lot of greens. My own Art for Joy's Sake palette has a lot of greens. And so that's why I went this way for you all with the Michael Harding. I think this is an excellent entree to Michael Harding, the color choices. I think you can see some similarities in the colors. It's almost like Michael Harding does Art for Joy's Sake. Yeah, you see what I'm doing here? You see what I did there? Yeah, they're gorgeous. Just gorgy. I believe, isn't quinacridone gold gone in Daniel Smith? I believe so. Oh, feel better, Virginia. Oh, rest yourself. So Michael Harding will be available, and it is coming in the Art for Joy's Sake palette, empty palettes. Paint more or buy less? Peg, I understand. I was only going to ask for the Paris palette. Oh no. I know, it's so gorgeous. I know. And then we have the Mission Gold Pure Pigment. Would y'all like me to swatch this? This one is coming up in a video. I'm not gonna swatch the whole thing because it is coming up. I am currently scripting. I have to film it by next week before I head to Utah. But I am doing a whole, like, what happened to Mission Gold? And the pure pigments are delightful. I know Thrifty loves them, but there's been a lot of changes over the last 5 or 6 years with Mission Gold and manufacturers. I believe it's manufacturers, but I also believe it's formula. They got a lot of pushback because of their, some would say excessive amount of convenience colors, which that don't bother me. I really miss the old, and you can't compare this, what I'm about to say, to the gold label, the pure pigment, but the current, what is it, the blue label, the Mission Gold, like the classic blue label of now compared to 5 years ago when I first started using Mission Gold is a very different thing. Very different thing. They don't re-wet as something. And so anyway, I am doing a whole video on it to talk the truth of it. I'm talking about the granulators. I'm talking about it all. So these are pure pigments designed to give you very clean mixes. Oh, this blue is stunning. A lot more control and consistency with your mixes when you're using single pigment formulations. And they're not doing, I mean, they do give you a white in here, but it's up to you to mix it in. Whereas before, a lot of their colors in the sets were kind of pre-mixed convenience colors, more pastel edge, because they had white already in the formulation. Yep. But these are lovely. Clean. Look at that. Look at that transition. And they mix exquisitely. So that set is coming up. And yes, it will be coming in the new Embrace Your Weird Fall Leaves palette. We have a Renaissance palette. This one's going to be on the more affordable side of, comparatively speaking, of the others that we're going to have, because it comes in the basic tin, but it is quite a few colors. It's like a primary-ish. It's like an expansion primary palette, which is fun. And then we're also going to have a bunch of just different palettes on plates. Daniel Smith, all different stuff coming on plates, which are nice because they are really affordable, really a great way to try these different brands because it's less paint, but it's still not like minuscule amounts of paint. It's just less. All right, quickly, I want to show you your project boxes. This one is the watercolor ground box, and this one is all about making some keepsake style gifts with items that you wouldn't traditionally be able to paint watercolor on. But you're going to get a big jug of watercolor ground. All right, I'm going to show you how to use it. There's going to be a QR code access video, instructional video, where I'm going to show you how to apply it on different items. You're going to get a handful of shells in your box, more than this. You're going to get 2 jars, 2 vintage Doug jars that have been all sanitized and cleaned, but really cool vintage. You'll have to check out like the details on them. And then you're going to get a wooden piece, and you're going to be able to then use your little selection of watercolors. And these, I will tell you, are more than a quarter pan of watercolor. There's a lot of value here, friends. These are the colors that come in this set. It's all Holbein, Mission, and Winsor and Newton. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of paint, okay? And it comes with the instructions. Awesome. So that's one of them. Then we also have the Paint Your Own Ceramic Bisqueware Ornaments project box, which I don't have with me, but that one's also coming with paint. That one's coming with shimmer inks. That one is coming with 2 bisqueware items. One is a round ornament and one is a small pot vase type of thing. So that's coming. This is your DIY, your holiday cards. And this comes with 25 already cut and scored for you cards, all different colors. And all you have to do, they'll be shipped flat, is just fold them. And then you're going to get 25 watercolor cards with a little sticker adhesive on the back that you peel away when you're ready, when your painting is done. And then you'll be able to just center that on here and stick it down for a nice framed look. You're going to get your envelopes. You're going to be given 5 additional envelopes in case you have oopsies with addressing. Here are all the colors of watercolor you're getting. So we all are going to be using the same colors when you go to do your instructional video. And then 3 vials of shimmer inks, Daler Rowney shimmer inks. There's a lot of ink in there. And then just in case we do some sketchy stuff, the Arteza Ink Onic 0.4 illustration pen. All right. And that is your Christmas holiday card DIY box. The video is going to focus on traditional Christmas icons, how to paint them. Easy. We don't want you struggling here. We don't want you to be like, oh, I can't do this 25 times. We're also going to have some more general wintry scenes for non-Christmas focused, and then some New Year's themes. All right? So yeah, that one, really stoked about it. I'm going to have some pre-painted ornaments that I've done, some originals. Those are, one-offs. I can't even call them limited editions. They're one-offs. So be ready for those because I think they're going to go quick. I do have an assistant for this live sale coming up. I've always wanted to be able to paint live, by the nature of having someone here with me to run the sale. That has yet to actually happen. But if it does this time by some miracle, I'm going to be painting ornaments live and then probably auctioning them off. One last look, Michael Harding. Oh, Michael Harding, oh, look at that. And then we have the Mission Gold Pure Pigment. And y'all, we do not have many of these. We do not. So You're going to want to get into the sale. You're going to want, if you're truly interested, this is not me pressuring you. I just like to be really clear so I don't get disappointed messages. You're going to want to have your payment information in ahead of time. There are some things that don't completely sell out, but it's much more common for things to completely sell out than not. So you're going to want to have that payment information in just in case and be ready to rumble. All right. And I will also be selling, of course, the Watercolor Land Deal Days items if you don't happen to get to it on kristyrice.com. I'm going to have them there for you. And friends, I am going to be discounting any remaining perfectly imperfect ceramics. 30% off. I guarantee you the imperfections, you won't even notice them. But any remaining ceramics by tomorrow are going to be 30% off. Brush rests, brush holders, double weld, painter's pots. There's not much. How much are the palettes? Jennifer, I don't have the pricing firmed on them yet. The Mission Gold Pure Pigment, my best guess is around 70, but that might be a little high, I think, but please don't hold me to it. That is the work that I do tomorrow before the sale. Yeah, so we're going to have lots of fun. Lots of fun. All right, this is dry. Better be dry. I've been yapping for a long time. Better be dry. Better be. All right. Whew. And of course, giveaways every single 20 minutes about. I'm going to put up new giveaways. No purchase necessary except for the final giveaway, which will be a buyer's giveaway, just as like just a little thank you for purchasing. Oh, and friends, lots of original artwork, and you're going to have the option of adding on a very simple frame, and it'll come framed for you, signed, ready to go, ready to gift. I know we don't want to talk about it. I know we don't. All right, friends, I am going to give you the link in the comments section here if you do want to go ahead and sign up for Palmstreet, get yourself ready. I'm also still trying to get my Palmstreet. Yeah, we're still at 93. We've been at 93 all day. If I get these bookmarks right here, you see that bookmark? Hold on, it went away. See that little icon there? This is the Palmstreet app. See that little bell? If that number gets to 100, my selling fees get reduced. I think it's by 0.5%, which really adds up. Really adds up. So Kaylin, I definitely don't have the price on the Michael Harding palette. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Ginger, the Christmas artwork I'm going to teach you in that video will be Christmas. So you might see like a Christmas tree or a Christmas present, but I'm doing winter also. So non-Christmas icons. So like snowy scenes, trees covered in snow, maybe a cabin, but nothing, maybe a snowflake. But there are going to be designs that have absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. And then we're going to do a couple that are New Year's. So like fun, spirited, lots of gold, that kind of thing. All right. So let me get you the link. And you can go ahead and sign up or bookmark if you haven't already done so. And help me at the very least. Even if you don't plan to come, the bookmark is a great way to help me because I would really, really want to get my seller fees reduced. Oh, I went over. So it's tomorrow evening, 6 p.m. Eastern. And yeah. What in the hot heck? Paste. Sorry, y'all. It's giving me the berries. Ooh, there it is. It does not want me to paste this level of detail. That is for sure. All right, there we go. There's that link for you, friends. That is my referral link. So when you sign up, Palmstreet knows I sent you. Oh, Rachel, yeah, it's typically US only, even for watching. I have had some folks in Canada be able to watch, but not purchase. The neons are Holbein. They're Holbein neons. Yep, we're not going to have any of these for the sale. We are plumb out of Holbein neons. All right, friends, let's get back to this. You have been patient with me, and I appreciate it. Let's see here. What was this about? Oh, the true heart. This is one thing I love to do, is to write within shapes and change the height of the text to match the height of the shape. It adds a lot of interest. Like, see how I'm doing that? The true heart of trading. Like, it looks like you're yelling, but elegantly. Or, okay, this isn't elegant. It looks like you're exclaiming, but you're not angry. Right? The true heart of trading. Instead of the true heart of trading. Okay. So Isaac couldn't make a trade. So a new friend made it happen and taught him the true spirit of pin trading. And that'll be enough for me to remember that story. Okay. And then we're going to go zhuzh this because it's looking a little peaked. You know, there's nothing a little bit of a non-continuous outline cannot revive. Note I said non-continuous, because let me tell you what, there's nothing that a continuous outline cannot make look dark and heavy. All right. Crazy page, wild page. It doesn't even match the style of the other pages. Am I worried about it? Absolutely not. I might go do a little bit of, and this is important too, like, you know, you might not have your page completely done, but take a moment to do some fun stuff, some shading, you know, some stuff that has nothing to do necessarily with finishing, because that kind of action, it's, you know, it's lower stress. Let's be honest. You've already established all the big shapes. So going in and allowing yourself some time for some fun, just shading and little loop-de-doos and dilly-dallies, is going to keep that momentum going, right? So yeah, give yourself that margin. I'm going to do just a little bit of like fun striping, a little bit of that. I might do some here. So decorative elements too, lines, dashes, wavies, all of that can be great page filler. Like, for example, there wasn't a lot of different things going on this day, whereas there are other, like, let's go back. I mean, this is one of my Magic Kingdom days. A lot happened that day, but this day we were there for a long time, but we were doing the same thing. you know, again and again and again. So you're going to need those page fillers. Now, where did that, I have a page filler here, but did I lose her? She's missing. It was another one of our park keys. And maybe I'll wouldn't it be fun to put this backer card in here? I mean, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make my husband hang my pin board tonight and be like, honey, I'm going to keep the plastic on here because, friends, I'll tell you, pin trading is crazy town. So let me show you something, like, because you don't care, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is what the cast member bought it for. This is what it was valued at. Doubled in value. Doubled. All right, crazy. And the pins can be even more valuable when they still have the cover on them. You know what I want to do here? What would be so fun? Because I want to make this kind of like a window to like what's underneath. But I want to put something in here too. Oh, is there something from the day? Get creative, y'all. Get creative. Is there something from the day? Maybe I'll just put like peekaboo. Get my scissors out. Ooh. Oh, I'm just getting so cheeky, I don't even care. I'm going to draw another jar in a slightly different medium. And of course, it's not going to look like my first jar because, you know, that would just be entirely too easy. Got to be silly. Allow yourself to be silly. And I'm going to put Isaac, you've inked my heart. I'm such a dork. Okay, and then I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to stick that on the card, and then I think that will make me remember when I'm looking back to look underneath. I would normally use smaller scissors for this, but this is what I had in front of me. I gotta watch the time because girlfriend's gotta go to dance class here. Actually, I'm gonna ask my husband to take Girly to dance class so he can enjoy that chaos, and I want to take Isaac to soccer because I've been the dance mom for 2 weeks in a row, and I think the hubs needs to get a taste of that flavor. All right, and then we're gonna do, I think this ink runs. Let me check it. Yeah. So maybe we'll just do like a light, let it run a little. That's giving ink. Okay. And then a little black. Y'all think I've absolutely lost my mind at this point. You can say it. I won't be offended. You can say it. And that's going to go right there. Right? So cute. Okay. But I want to make that heart pink. Oh, Shelly, thank you. Yes. Yeah. So if you're interested in anything, my international friends, if you're interested in anything I've shown or talked about, what you need to do is message Christian, email Kristen, hello@kristyrice.com, and she can get you prices and invoices and estimate your shipping for international delivery. If you've made a purchase on kristyrice.com already overnight, because we started the sale, she's already doing it. She's adding stuff. Like, for example, maybe you have a you might have many of you have open orders for advent calendars, which, friends, just so you know, they're starting to ship, they're shipping no later than November 15th, to get to everybody well in advance of December 1st. Our international folks will ship earlier, obviously. But we're going to send an email. So anyway, yeah, just email Kristen, hello@kristyrice.com, and let her know if you want to add anything to an existing open order. And she can obviously get you like a prorated shipping or get you shipping if it's a new order, all that stuff. She'll help you out. All right. And if you need to be reminded of what's available, just go on my Instagram stories. I am posting about it there nonstop. So you can like remind yourself, oh yeah, Kristen, I want the DIY holiday card box, or I want the paint your own ornament box, or yeah, whatever it might be. Okay. Isaac, you've inked my heart, and we're going to get that in there. And I'm going to shove this to the side so I can put ATG here. All right, who's having fun, or who's like, this girl is absolutely off her rocker? And that's like a little door. There's a little door. That's so cute. So cute. Low production value here, friends. Low production value. Okay? Okay. Love it. Do I want to do anything down here? Maybe just some clouds to fill it up. There's really, I mean, I've captured the crux of this, you know? Oh my gosh, is there another page? There is another page. Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I'm not, oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it here. Okay. This is how I'm going to do it, because there was another day. There was another day, and I'm going to be okay with it just being done this way. All right? So we're going to make a cloudy frame, because I don't have the energy in me. My heart and my brain is kind of done with this situation, okay? And I'm talking straight and real to you. We had another day. We spent a half day in Epcot the day after this, and we pin traded in Epcot. And I'm just going to write a little something about it in the bottom right corner here, and it's going to be done. It's going to be done. All right, I'm going to show you. So, let's see here. Okay, so this is day 1, day 2, Trading Mayhem, midday naps. Oh, right, we went to Animal Kingdom. This was, what day was this? Ooh to you. Oh, this was Epcot day. Oh, well, I got it all screwed up. I think I screwed it up. Oh, well. I'm going to write. I like hybridized 2 days in my head and made it this page. This page is my hybrid memory of the arena trading day and our Epcot trading day. And that's it. Okay. I'm not going to I'm not going to beat myself up for it. And guess what, friends? She's done. She's done. And I can put her on the shelf and feel accomplished. And I'm pulling her back down in December for our big family trip. And yeah, I'm feeling good. How are y'all feeling? I hope you're feeling good too. I hope you're feeling good too. Don't forget to go ahead and watch the replays, all the tips, all the tricks. I'm kidding. It isn't groundbreaking stuff, friends, but I'm just here to kind of interpret things, help you think differently, twist your brain a little bit. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Hi, Carrie. Oh, thank you, Thrifty. Hoping my girls quit dance soon. Dance is so chaotic. The place is too crowded, honestly. The place where she goes to dance is entirely too crowded, and it's like you go in there and it's just little girls, every night and day, free them. You know what that one's from? Little girls. Like you can't walk. You can't find the restroom. There's little girls sitting in front of the restroom door. It's just like, ah! Yes, too much. Oh my gosh, Carol Burnett. And I just had a moment. I'm an ordinary woman with feelings. I'd like a man to nibble on my ear. But I confess no man has bit. It doesn't. So how come I'm the mother of the year? I need to watch Annie, apparently. One of my favorites. $39 of you still here. It's a flippin' miracle with all the chaos of today. All right, friends, thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you around the tubes, Palmstreet land. Give a comment. Let me know how you enjoyed today. Let me know what you took away from today. And don't forget to just run with it and use it as momentum. Bank some of that momentum. And happy painting.